Alright, greetings all. Doing another pickup video. Now this is over accumulation of probably like, I don't know, like a month or so. I don't remember some of the stuff I showed in the last video. There may be one or two things that might pop up in this video that could be something I've already shown. Apologize, but hey. So, start off, there really is no order to this. Just grab whatever because I'll have it all to the side of me. So the first thing I picked up was Diablo 2 for the PC. Got this reasonably cheap. I don't think it ever came with a, well, I mean, I know it came with a manual, but I don't think it was one of the ones that came in a CD case. I think it was one of the larger ones, so it's very rare to actually find one with a manual, which I didn't, but what are you gonna do? But I love this game, so that was awesome. This one I'm not sure if I showed this before, but Capcom vs. SNK2, and there's more to the name, which is a little ridiculous, but really cool game. I just can't really get into the games of going against like another company or another developer. I don't know why. I mean, I love Street Fighter, I love Mortal Kombat, but anything past that, it just doesn't really interest me. Like Marvel vs. Capcom does pretty much nothing for me. I tried this. It is really cool though, so, I mean, I don't know. But just couldn't get into it too much. Next one up I found without the manual, but I absolutely love this game. It's very frustrating though, because I have it on the PS2 and I kind of stopped there, but I'll probably get back into it. It's kind of hard to see that because it doesn't have the thing. Resident Evil Code Veronica for the Sega Dreamcast. I absolutely, like I said, love this game. So both discs are in good shape, really good fun. I got that one for $2. So, this one, I don't know. I see them for cheap and I go, how can you go wrong, honestly? I might trade it, I might sell it. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. I'll try it at least. I got this for $1.90. Sims 2 Castaway. Comes with everything. So, see. Now, I also go to flea markets as well, and sometimes I will pick up duplicate Sims titles just because. I either trade them, I don't know if I have them or not, but they're so cheap at this point it doesn't really matter. Sims 2 Double Deluxe. This is a really nice version of it because you get Sims 2, you also get the Nightlife, which is okay, and celebration stuff. So, I mean, with this, mainly if you're looking for just a Sims 2 title, this is worth it alone. I got this for like, I think, $3. Also, I got this at the flea market as well. Michael Jackson: The Experience. This game is okay. You can kind of cheat the system and just kind of like when he's doing like a move. Technically, you're supposed to mimic everything, but you can just kind of like move your arm just a little bit, and it's like, great job, yeah, that's perfect. So yeah, I thought I would try it and go from there, but this one I picked this up for, they didn't have a price tag on it, and they usually charge about $4, but they gave it to me for $2.99, but I couldn't say no, especially because it's on GameCube, and I don't have it on GameCube, so works out well. It's Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance. I probably won't play it, probably just for collecting. I mean, it has everything with it, but I have the first one and second one on the PS2, so I'm more than happy with that. But then again, if I want to play it on the Wii and I don't have to drag out my PS2, this works. Next up, I get very confused with these. My fiance loves Kingdom Hearts. I don't know which one this is. Reply, or whatever it is, Chain of Memories. I just can't get into this game. I can't. To me, I'm not really that big of an RPG person. I mean, I should rephrase that because I kind of am, because I like Diablo, I like Baldur's Gate, so it's like, I guess the type of RPG it is. But there's other games that I like that type, so I don't know what it is, but I can't get into stuff by Square Enix, and especially Disney. So, not really my cup of tea, but still cool, because she'll like it. this one coming up now. Some of these games I've seen before. I've watched the Angry Video Game Nerds reviews, and he pretty much stay away from anything with the logo. But I kind of liked Friday the 13th, so I mean, whatever. And this one looked interesting, so I'll at least give it a try. And I got this for $3.90, but I thought it was worth it. Alien 3 for the Super Nintendo, so so it's really cool. Some of them I haven't taken out of the plastic because we don't really have too much space in the living room, so it's kind of, I have the main gen systems out here, but the older gen I have to bring out of another room to bring into here to play it, and sometimes it's not worth it. I don't get a chance to do it for a while, so we'll go up with the next one here. Like I said, there's really no rhyme or reason to these, so this one is for Sega Game Gear. I got this for $2. Now, it says tested and works. I mean, yeah, they tested it and it worked, but the screen doesn't work really at all. Like, you can barely see it. I think the screens are, you can replace them, and I'm technically inclined, but I don't know how good I am at doing something like this, so we'll see. But, I mean, I've never seen a blue one. Apparently, this is the sports version. It was supposed to come with World Series Baseball 94, I think, or just World Series Baseball that came out in 94. But I figured I definitely wanted to have at least a blue Game Gear in the collection. Don't really see those too much, so. Now, bringing that up, that kind of makes me think I should show the next one, at least have it in somewhat of an order. So, this one I had, and I cleaned up a little bit, so I thought it was really cool. I got this for $1. Old style, version 1, Sega Genesis, which I love. Now, I don't remember this external port back here. Looks like a VGA, but obviously it wasn't around that time, plus there's a third row to them. So it looks like a serial cable. I don't know what it would be for. Maybe you attach the systems together. But yeah, I mean, I cleaned it up. Works perfect. Very happy with it. So, I mean, you can't go wrong. Came with a controller. And came with this type of style AV cable. So only one sound channel. But, I mean, I was playing it and I was having fun with it, so can't really go wrong. In the AC adapter, it's a little loose in there, but still works great. So I love systems, so I will constantly buy systems. I mean, there's very seldom time where I will not buy a system. So you'll see a lot of things when I bring in pickups and stuff where it'll be a system. Just because you can kind of like rip them apart and make a new system out of them, and also test out your other things and see what's going on if you have something going wrong with one of your systems. So, and plus, I mean, some systems I have I don't want to use at the same time. Like I'd rather put less wear on them. Like the Sega CDX, I have that, and I want to use that as little as possible because that is very expensive to replace, and if anything happened to it, I'd probably die. So so up next, now a lot of these systems I will go through and try to clean as best I can. Once again, I highly recommend using, on some things, magic erasers, which look like these. This is a magic eraser. It's an off-brand, but still. These work really well. As you can see, it's different colors and everything. They work really well on getting names off, like that are written in Sharpie, different types of scuffs and marks and whatnot. But you want to be careful with it because certain things it will mess up more than help. Perfect example is like the plastic that you would get on a new package. Let's say you're buying like a toy or something, and you have that plastic part that goes in front of it so you can easily see it. You try using it on that to get like marker off, it's going to really scuff it up. So it does more harm than good. And this is actually from this, and this is the next thing I picked up. Now, I didn't think it was actually going to take the color off, and you really can't see the color that it took off, but I was still kind of amazed by it. Now, I got this for $4 or $5, one of the two. There's some issues with it, but I mean, the issue I'm talking about is just a little bit of the screen itself. It looks like some dirt got inside. That's it. But before this, there was a name written in marker all the way across. You can't even see it anymore. That's how good these things work. I use that and I use Gugon a lot. And between those two, I can really get it to looking respectable and nice. Back's a little warped. Well, not warped, but worn. But still, I mean, it works good. Might need like a cleaning on the inside. Other than that, works great. So happy to have that. Like I said, and I love portable pocket systems like Game Boys and whatnot. I keep buying those left and right. I can't get enough of them. So next one up, I went to a toy store, and this woman had this, and I've never played it. I at least wanted to give it a try. Still haven't yet. Haven't brought out the 64, but it is Deadly Arts for the Nintendo 64. Looked interesting. It's by Konami, so give that a try. Might put that up for trade if I don't really care for it too much. This one was a real pain to get to respectable looking condition because it had little rhinestones all over it that were glued onto there, and I had to use my fingers to take each one of them off. Yeah, sometimes it's a real pain. But anyway, it's a lime green Game Boy Advance SP, which is really cool. I like this one. Really good shape. Doesn't really have any issues to it. The one thing I found out it was very interesting, and I'm not sure why. I don't know if there's like a model version of this. Is that with the one Game Boy Advance, they have the serial number on it, while the other one does not. And you can clearly see that, like, you could have put a serial number there, but why exactly? I don't know. So, yeah, it was cool. And it also came with a game, Lizzie McGuire for the Game Boy Advance. So, let's go to... Now, the other game this woman had, this thing's a little scuffed up, but I don't have this at all, so I couldn't really go wrong with it. And then I asked her what the price was, and she said the PlayStation games are $1. So I figure I'll at least try it, and hopefully one of these days I might be able to get the case and manual with it, and that's Breath of Fire 3. Really happy to get this, to at least try it. Like I said, it's kind of rough, but the good news is I can just get it resurfaced. So I can't really go wrong for that for $1. Let's see. This one I just picked up last night. I have the second one, but I wanted to try the first one. Might put it on my laptop and test it out and see if I like it or not. I'm not a big first-person shooter fan, but it's Crysis. Now, I don't know if you guys know. Maybe somebody can give me some insight here. I mean, obviously you can just look it up online, but I was hoping there was a way, because I don't get internet on my phone. There's a way to tell how many discs come with the damn thing. Because usually with like with the PlayStation 1, those are perfect examples. PlayStation 1 on the back of it will say like how many discs will come with it. I mean, it's pretty self-obvious and everything. But with these freaking things, you look at this and it's like, okay, this looks like here that you should have like 4 discs with it, which would make sense considering like it's a PC game, so it's going to take some time to install. The only reason I thought, okay, it might be 1 is because A, I've seen other games where it's just 1, like The Sims, for example. They're a perfect example of doing that. And also B, that it's a DVD-ROM, so I know more can fit on it, but I hate it when that happens, because you never know. Like, the woman was like, she had them stored in a binder, hence they have like a number system, and she's like flipping through, and the number that she was looking at didn't have the game, and I'm like, alright, so that game's probably not there. Then she finally finds it, and I'm like, oh god, now there's probably other games that are like missing somewhere, so I'm like, are you sure that's it? She's like, yeah, that's it. And I'm like, alright. So hopefully that's all I need, and it's not a second game, but yeah, maybe if you guys know of a way of looking it up, or maybe there's something written on here that I'm not seeing, that could help. So, alright. Next up, My fiance called me about this. I wasn't there to pick it up at the time, but thought it was pretty cool. She spent $5 on it, which I wasn't really excited about the first one, but it was the second one that really got me. So we'll go with the first one, which is Spider-Man Return of the Sinister Six for the Sega Game Gear. I don't really play Game Gear games too much, but I mean the main reason why is I am not sitting there and throwing 6 batteries into it because I don't have the AC adapter for it to play these games, especially on my broken Game Gear at this point. But I'm looking to possibly get something as an adapter to plug it into the TV to play these, so I will be trying this out. You can see the developer here, Flying Edge. Flying Edge was a company that definitely did a lot of wrestling games that they did for the Genesis. I don't know if they did it for the Super Nintendo, but I remember them doing like Raw, WrestleMania, and stuff like that. So I like those older games. So not a selling point, obviously, for this game, but I'll still try it and see if I like it or not. But this was the main one that I got, and I don't really see these too much, but I thought it was interesting, and that is Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening for the DX, and you'll see it's in black. Main reason for that is because I had to look it up because I was curious. DX apparently is a re-release of Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening, but it's in color. So I don't believe I have this, so it's going to be something that I'm going to want to keep. Probably try to clean it up a little bit on the back, and if you guys know anything or any solutions or ways to get scratching off of plastic, just like normal wear and tear and everything, definitely open ears for that. So I thought those were really cool. I was happy about that. Couldn't really go wrong. Now next one here is, I was really happy to get this. You never see these, so I was like, yeah, definitely grab that. Is Kirby Tilt and Tumble. Never played it, but I could have remembered that this was the one that kind of had like one of those gyro things in it where when you tilt the Game Boy, it actually responds because the game is being tilted. So then it's kind of like the way your like iPod or iPhone would be at that point. So for $1, you can't really go wrong with this, and definitely going to be something I add to the collection. Let's see, that's something I actually own, but I was testing the Game Boy out with. So we'll go with this one. Now this one was $3.90, and I recommend having a second person with you at thrift stores or wherever you're going, because you swear you look over stuff and then you miss stuff, and this is a perfect example of me missing stuff, because I would have went nuts if I really would have known, like oh, I missed it, and then I go back and it's gone, because that has happened a couple of times. My fiance was like, did you double check everything? And I go, yeah. And she's like, are you sure? And I'm like, yeah. And she's like, because you missed this, and it's Mega Man 3 on the NES. So yeah, you gotta have a second person there to make sure you don't miss anything. Also comes with Double Dribble on the NES. I have a copy of that, but I don't have Mega Man 3. So yeah, that I would have been kind of irked if I forgot that. Last one was, well, actually not the last one, but we'll go with some other stuff here, because I'm looking here at the side and I'm like, oh yeah, I have more, and I'm like just looking at the side of the couch. So we'll go with this, and this one here is Wolverine Adamantium Rage. Couldn't read it really, but this looked really cool. I haven't seen this before, so I was like, all right, I'll pick this up. I mean, because I love beat 'em ups. Doesn't have the manual, but hey, for $1.90 you can't go wrong. I'll probably be able to find the manual later. So this one I really liked. I got rid of it, and I don't know why I got rid of it, but then I started playing it on the PSP as an emulator, and I really liked it. So I was like, oh man, if I see this again, I'm picking it up. And I did for $1.90. Lost Vikings. I really like this game. I don't know why. And it's by Interplay, which I believe is another company through Blizzard. And it kind of does have that look when you look at it. But it's complete, and it's pretty much I guess you'd call it a platformer game. And you use 3 different Vikings. Each one has its own special ability. One has the ability to charge into things, which would be that guy right there. The other one uses a shield, so it blocks fire, and then the other one, I don't remember what he does. I think it's running. But it's a really interesting concept. I really do like it. So yeah, I wanted to get this back, and I'm glad I did. Alright, next up. Now, I haven't looked at these in a while, so I'm not sure. Ah, okay. So, I am a big fan of NHL games. Anytime I see them, I pick them up, especially for the Sega. So, it's NHL 97 and NHL 98. I don't know why, but NHL 98 is not extremely rare, but rare. Very rarely do you see it, probably because a lot of people pick it up and then keep it because it's really nice, and it's the last version that they had out when they released the NHL games. So I picked it up for $2.90. Usually don't do sports titles, but that one is a must. Next up is, now I actually went through, and I remember this now, and I was like, I don't want to spend that much on it. But it had a really cool case, as you can see here. Got the games in here. So I really liked it. Plus, it has the manual. I didn't even know that. Actually, no, it's not a manual. It looks like more of a some type of ad thing. But oh no, there is the manual. All right, whatever. And then Top Gear Pocket 2 manual for the Game Boy Color. But I really wanted the case, but then the games that came in, I was like, wow, you can't really go wrong. $9.90 is a little bit much for Game Boy games, for 5 of them, which really sounds like I'm being picky, which you kind of get in everything if you start doing thrift store finds and stuff, because like sometimes you'll get really good deals and then you're like, I don't want to spend that much for this. So obviously we'll get the first one out of the way, Top Gear Pocket 2. I'll try that out, see how that is. That looks pretty cool. And we have Pac-Man Special Color Edition. I'm not sure what the Special Color Edition means, but try that out. Next up, Super Mario Brothers Deluxe. Always love those games. We'll do this one next. Obviously, if you see it, it's yellow. Could be only one of probably 2 games, but it's Pokemon Yellow Edition. Special Pikachu Edition, I should say. And then we have for the Game Boy Color, Legend of Zelda, Oracle of Seasons. Never heard of that game. So, $9.90, but you get this cool case with it. I really do like this case. I don't know why, but I do. And I think there was a Game Boy with this as well. I think this is the one. This one came with a case. I don't understand people. I really don't. Like, I mean, like, who sits there and donates this stuff? I mean, I'm always curious with the stories that come behind it. Because you look at some of them and you go, why in the world would this person donate this? Like, somebody donated Final Fantasy VII. And when I got it, and I was, like, amazed. But this one, this might be the nicest Game Boy Advance SP I've ever seen. Not one scratch. Alright, maybe one. But the screen's in good condition, the back's in good condition. I'm like, Jesus. But anyway, and there's the serial number. You don't usually, I didn't see that with the other one. But anyway, so there's that. So, let's see what I have here. This one I picked up for $1.90 was SimCity 3000 Unlimited. Looks like an interesting game. I didn't have the unlimited one, so it's probably kind of like their version of Game of the Year, so I'll try that out, see how I like that. That might be up for trade, who knows. Oh, and I forgot, it came with the charger. So yeah, that one was $8.90, but for $8.90 for the condition that it's in, can't go wrong. This one had a whole bunch of games that I own, but I got it for one game specifically. Unfortunately, with a lot of these things, like the thrift stores I go to, you have to buy the whole set in order for that, like in order to get the game that you want. So as you can see, there's Sonic and Knuckles with Sonic 3. Just rip this open, I don't even care. Ah. Then we have the regular Sonic not for resale version. Terminator 2. Man, is this thing worn on the back. Prince of Persia. I kept sitting there going, alright, so maybe there was 2 games. Because I've seen this game before, but I wasn't going to spend the amount they were asking for. So I was like, nah. Disney's Aladdin. Yeah, that's loose. 19th copy of that, probably. Super Street Fighter 2. 90 millionth copy of that. Well, this is the main one I got it for. Label on here, but I can probably get it off. And I have the second one, but I don't have the first one. King of the Monsters. I love King of the Monsters. This is by SNK. Yeah, SNK. I don't know if the first one was, but the second one and everything. Like, you can get it on the SNK collection, and they have that one there, but I figure for the Sega version, gotta get that. So that one was like no questions. Now the other one is, like I said, I pick up a variety of systems. Sega Genesis 2. Now they will model stuff on here, and I think this person gave me a deal because now I see a 1 on this, but beforehand I didn't see anything. Oh no, there it is. Okay, so this person has $290 on here. Now apparently the back had $12.90, but this thing had $2.90. So I got this system for $2.90. Once again, you can't go wrong with these things. So I'm really excited to have this. It'll probably be on trade. I'm going to clean it up, test it out, see how it goes, and then go from there. Showed you the Sega. Oh, then we have. This place had a Super Nintendo for $5. Couldn't go wrong with that. Also, the GameCube controllers here, the port exactly the same. So if you have a GameCube or a Wii or something along those lines that uses this, you can use it for your Super Nintendo. So it's nice to have. Oh, and the last thing I wanted to show before I go was this game. I picked this up. Some of the prices are a little outrageous. They had a whole bunch of sealed games there. Some of them were kind of cool. Others were just meh. But if you're looking for collecting purposes and stuff, I recommend so you don't spend a lot of money to get what you really want, which is really hard in the very beginning because you'll start seeing stuff, and if you don't have it, you just sit there and go, oh man, I got to get this, and then you start spending a lot of money. But I got this, and I thought this was really cool. Now it says used on it, but I've gotten games from FYE before that say used on it, and they're brand new. And that is Red Dead Revolver, and that is brand new. Still got the seal on it. I have no clue why they put the seals, or not the seals, the stickers that say used on it, but can't go wrong when the seal's not broken, and this is a classic game. So there you go, guys. That is my video for right now. Hopefully I'll be uploading another one soon, and we'll go from there. Thanks.